Maxton Hall Season 2 is finally here, and honestly, I'm totally hooked so far. So much has happened in just the first 3 episodes, and we have 3 more to go. So let's rewind everything we've seen so far, and then I'll tell you everything I know about Episode 4. James is clearly going through a lot, but what I'm most excited about is his development. James has gone from being a cold, distant boy to a caring, loving person, the complete opposite of his terrifying father. Honestly, I can't stand him. Every time he shows up, I just want to strangle him. He ruined his daughter's life, bullied his son, and sorry to say it, he should have died, not their mother. If she had lived, things would have been a lot better. What I don't understand is, why doesn't James ever fight back? Yes, I know he was raised to be absolutely submissive, to live without emotions. But now he's grown up. He's seen the world outside the Beaufort bubble, and it's time for him to live his own life. His father can cut off James's money, but he absolutely can't kick him out of Maxton Hall. It would ruin his reputation. If school is the issue, then that's it. I just took care of it for him. But I believe James's real breaking point will come when his father finds out Lydia is pregnant. I'm almost certain he'll humiliate her, force her to have an abortion, and that's when Lydia will leave that house for good. She won't take it anymore. We all know she's the brains behind the company's success. Once Lydia's gone, everything will fall apart. Where will she go? My first guess is Ruby's. Ruby has been there for Lydia since the moment they heard the baby's twin heartbeats. Ruby's family is the warmest people in the series. They would never say no to Lydia. She could have gone to Sutton, the father of the babies. But I don't think she would have wanted to. She saw how happy Sutton was about his promotion, and Lydia loved him enough not to want to stand in his way. And speaking of promotions, I have to say, this Mortimer is behind it all. In Episode 3, the principal shows a guest around the event room. She asks why he chose an inexperienced young teacher like Sutton as vice principal. It turns out Mortimer found out about Lydia and Sutton's relationship, so he pressured Sutton to get promoted to keep him away from Lydia. He believed Sutton would choose career over love, and that's Mortimer. No emotions, just ambition. But Lydia, if you leave that house, you're not coming back. Now everyone knows Ember is incredibly talented at designing dresses. I believe Lydia and Ember will work together to create something bigger than just formal wear, a real fashion empire. And oh my gosh, I hope that happens. Now about the twin brother. We know James got in big trouble with his dad after his speech at the ceremony, but I have to say, that speech was amazing. Standing in front of so many people and opening up about the most painful things in his life, that's something almost no one can do. If you had told me in Episode 1 of Season 1 that James Beaufort would stand in front of a crowd and talk about all his hurt, I would have laughed. But now he's really becoming the man his mother always wanted him to be, someone completely different from his dad. And what about James and Ruby? Episode 3 pretty much untangles everything. James's speech makes Ruby realize he's fallen into a very dark place. She also feels guilty for not being there for him when his mother died, even though she didn't know. From now on, Ruby will be there for James no matter what. There's just one tiny problem. Ruby got into Oxford. It's her lifelong dream, and I'm incredibly happy for Ruby. But you might remember, James didn't want to get into Oxford. He purposely skipped his final interview. I looked it up and found that in the book, James didn't skip his interview and got into Oxford anyway. That means in the show, he could use his Beaufort card to get into the school. Or the show could go in a completely different direction than the book. What do you think? Maxton Hall Season 2 Episode 4 officially aired on November 14th? And if you haven't watched it yet, tune in now. You don't want to miss it. If you have already watched, continue to explore more in the video currently displayed on the screen. Don't forget to follow to update the latest content about Maxton Hall